Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Seattle Seahawks. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
What? 55, 90. 57 to Mike. And I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. To throw is Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
280. 57. That's what I do.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Johnson. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
What? 380. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Check, 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 check. 36 power. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. It's free. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
At the 40-yard line.
What? 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a give right side. Carson. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
We want it. Come to my work.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense. that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
First carry for Trenton Cannon. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. A first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They'll run on first down with Cannon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Bravo. Mike 54.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Throwing is Wilson. That's complete to Meredith. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Alert, 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 alert. 57's mine.
Here's Wilson to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Randy Gregory has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now it's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That one good for 24 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Wilson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Now he steps away. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Wilson now. Going to throw again. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Go, go, go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Completes this one to Meredith. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 38-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. That's complete to Dissly, the tight end. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 25-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
We're scoreless after 1. 2nd quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Carson, and the running lane's non-existent in this 1st half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss. On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Slam, slam, slam. 34's the mic, 34. One fluff. Check in.
Now Wilson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. And what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4.
On second down, this is Cannon. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Darnold from the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Darnold now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Sean Lee, the linebacker, able to get a hand in coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
On 2nd and 10, Darnold flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Here we go.
Now it's Carson. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Wilson throwing quickly out to Lockett. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The tackle there by Breanne Body Calhoun.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down, it's Carson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Now it's Wilson. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Here's Carson. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Myers' kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. They got a man, it's Woods. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. A first down throw, Darnold. And an alley to run. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to if Donford is confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Montgomery, he will push his way down to about the 14. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Darnold. Forced out to his left. He completes it to Henry. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Watch the screen.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Hey, watch the slant. Check 15. Check 15.
Here's Cannon. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Darnold. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It's 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line.
This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear them now. 3rd and goal. The shotgun snap for Darnold toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game. I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it. Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Airing one out for Crowder. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter. Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one. Has that happened to you before? No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there. That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7. Draw play. This is Carson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Tough day. Tough sledding right there. And it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him. Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense. I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was. Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. Fielded at the 33. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cannon. And Owen coughed it up. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here. Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team. They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game. Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's got his man on the out route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks. It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Check right, check right. Watch the edge.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. This time, Wilson will throw. Gets it to Meredith, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Wilson. And an alley to run. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want them to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does, and we just saw it there on that scramble.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Defense wins championships, baby.
To throw is Wilson. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
To throw again on second down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. 30. 20. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
They'll run forward Montgomery. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Watch tight, tight ends right. Watch tight, tight ends right.
They try again with Montgomery. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now it's Darnold. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A 5-yard touchdown as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. The extra point up and good. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Eli Harold. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Back now in Seattle, Washington. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team is playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Here's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
That's taken on the 25. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Brashad Perriman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch. And he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Big dance. Come. Hey, 0. Hey. Bang.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Being chased out left. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a give right side. It's Carson, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run it with Carson. Well, now they'll try the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
Get him, boys. Green 80. Down to lose 1. Shoot. Touch 50. Check 4. Hut, 64. Wait.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now it's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who have had the receivers on lockdown.
On first down, Cannon. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Darnold. Buying time to his left. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Corner blitz by Josh Norman, works like a charm.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
And the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make him score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
22-yard line.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Wilson to throw again. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll run with Cannon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to Cannon again on 1st down. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On the carry, it's Cannon. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Now a signal and a timeout here on the defensive side of the ball. So they want to stop it with 1 second to go prior to the 2-minute warning. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. Darnold from the gun. And it's caught. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Jamison Crowder with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
We're going to sign. 54, right there. 54, Mike. All you get is a header. All you get is a header.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Jets, the train just keeps rolling 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Seattle, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.